Hi, internet people. It has been 3 weeks since a new episode of Scream Queens. There has been a World Series and a presidential election. We are literally living in like a brand new world, and Scream Queens is back. So this week's episode dropped us back in at Halloween. So we saw Denise and Chanel number 5. Chanel number 5 is still alive and yelling because she's in a lot of pain. And Dean Munch takes Denise's pulse and says that she is dead. Everyone leaves in shock except Zayday. Dean Munch then informs Zayday that no, Denise is actually alive. She has a very, very faint pulse. And so they put her in this freezing chamber that Dean Munch has in case she needs it because of the disease. So they're gonna like freeze her and I think test to see if it works, really, is what I felt was happening. I was getting a very Mr. Freeze vibe from Batman, and I would totally approve of Jamie Lee Curtis playing a female Mr. Freeze, so Mrs. Freeze. Anyway, I think that would be cool. Then when they head upstairs, there's been a Lin-Manuel Miranda massacre, so all the Hamiltons are dead, and it totally wasn't Aaron Burr, so yeah, Green Meanie was very busy. So Dean Munch thinks they're actually going to get shut down. It turns out all news is good news, and so now they have a massive influx of patients, which is great for the hospital, but not so great for the Chanels. Nurse Hoffel is actually giving them terrible things they have to do, and Chanel is like, no, we're not doing this. We have to find more Chanels. So, while they're on their mission to get Chanel and Chanel number 3, Zayday goes to Dean Munch and is like, okay, I have some questions about Chamberlain, and Dean Munch is like, who? Turns out Chamberlain is working there, but no one has any idea how he got a job there, how he's working there, why he's a Candace driver. So Zayday thinks he is the baby in the belly from the flashback stuff that we've seen, and so she's off to investigate. When she goes to investigate, she actually finds Chanel number 5 at the house and learns that she hasn't been in the hospital because Chanel brought her back to the house, and she's going to make her sidekick, which is cool, the two of them working together. So they're going to be investigating Chamberlain and trying to figure out if he is indeed the baby in the belly. So that's what's happening with them. Then there is a patient of the week. So even though there's been a massive influx of patients, we get a patient who is accent hopping, kind of. So every time she talks, she speaks in a different accent. She says she hit her head while working at the United Nations, and now she keeps doing it. She doesn't even notice she's doing it. What happens is that while the doctors, whose names I can't remember anymore, Lautner and Stamos, I know they have character names, but I don't remember them now, and Chanel number 3 are working on it, then they all of a sudden start talking in random accents that just sort of pop up whenever, which means it's contagious, which is odd. They even are like, why is this happening to us? They're so confused by it. The Chanels have decided to recruit from inside the hospital, so they get 2 women from the new patient list. One can't move her face, and the other one, I forget what the actual disease is, but they compare her to Abe Lincoln. So there you go. I don't remember. They then recruit someone who had been writing erotic fan fiction about the Chanels while they were in prison and shipping it to them. They wind up naming them Chanel's number 7, number 8, and Chanel pour homme. Yes, because they need bodies to protect them from oncoming death, which is a good plan, I guess. They have that going on. Zayday and Chanel number 5 go and we meet the actual woman from those openings, the pregnant woman. She says that she has a son, but he's not home all the time. Zayday thinks that the baby can't be hers because the woman is white, which, okay, that section of this episode was weird to me because I thought they knew who the dead guy was, who the missing dead patient guy was. Did you know that he wasn't white? That was weird. It was just weird. Because then Chanel number 5 is sees a photo and is like, oh, who's that basketball player? And the woman's like, that's my husband. Duh. And I was like, this is so weird. So Chamberlain could actually be the baby. Zayday confronts him. We learn that he actually just likes helping people and decided to help here because he couldn't get his cart of goodies on the bus to go to the other hospital in town. So okay, he's not the killer, just kind of weird. The Chanels have actually recruited Hester to help them. Chanel decided that Hester could help them out because they need to figure out who they're going to offer up to the Green Meanie. I guess that's how that's working. They're planning murders to protect themselves. So Hester actually suggests Chanel pour homme, but then they work it out because Chanel number 3 says no, and then they decide that it's going to be Chanel number 8. I think it's Chanel number 8, the one whose face cannot move. So they hold a sleepover and send them into the morgue. Just Chanel number 8 into the morgue. Chanel Perron winds up following her and then is in danger himself. And then Chanel number 8 comes back and I'm like, what are you doing here? Which means Chanel Perron is totally dead, right? Yeah. While all of this is going on, the doctors in Chanel number 3 are still trying to figure out the accent situation. Stamos suggests that they immerse themselves in American movies and TV shows all with the word American in them, which admittedly American Horror Story was not in that list, though The Americans from the same network was. So, still feel like you could have Easter egged a teeny bit. But that's not, I did not write the episode, I'm just saying. So they have that going on, but Lautner says that he has something going on because they were going to spend like an immersive weekend together. So, this will come back. Nurse Hoffel comes in to Dean Munch's office, and Dean Munch actually fires her, and then Hoffel's like, I know your secret, that you ate people brains and now you're sick. So she can't actually fire Nurse Hoffel. After the death of Chanel Perron, Munch calls the Chanels into her office and says, I actually sort of approve of this, though where the heck is Hester? Because Hester has disappeared. We have no idea where Hester is. She says that she's also recruited some Chanels. She has Chanels 9, 10, and 11. 9, I swear she says is a dungeon mistress. I think that's what she said. Then 10 has no kidneys and extra intestines, and Chanel 11 has 11 fingers. So there are extra Chanels about for the ability to avoid murder. Then, we do get to see the Green Meanie officially. I want to say he or she. I feel like it could be either, but the body in the thing, I think, is definitely a guy right now. The Green Meanie attacks them. Chanel number 11 gets her 11th finger cut off and like thanks him and then gets stabbed. So we lost a Chanel. The patient of the week though survived. She was given steroids. Her accent is going away. Her accent problem is going away. So that's good for her. Then we are back at the house of the woman who, from the flashbacks, whose husband died. But she says that she was told he like disappeared. And she's like talking to someone and is saying she's making pancakes for dinner. Then she says, someone came to talk to you. Well, not exactly you, my baby. And then Lautner is there. And then things get very Bates Motel. I don't know what that was. I also am like, baby, not baby. She totally said not you, the baby. So I don't know. So weird. I am curious to see what happens the rest of this season. With that huge hiatus, I'm wondering how long this season is going. Like, I don't know the end date for this season. It will also be the only Ryan Murphy show on network television after this week because American Horror Story also finales. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens. I'm also hoping Denise comes back to life and that Hester reappears. But yes, also, just fun fact, this was the second time I filmed this video because my camera didn't record it the first time. And I was really happy about the first version of this, so I hope this version is also still good. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of me, please subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at Kleffnotes, on my blog, kleffnotes.wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com. I run their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP. And I post recipes on the iZombie Sport Group site, iZombieSportGroup.com. Bye, Internet people.